You sometimes hear about collections of Sinclair QL games floating around the internet. In this video I'm going to look at one such collection. This is a legit collection put together by Marcel Kilgus, known for his work with the QL. It's software in the public domain, or that he has been given license to distribute. Jumping into the QPC2 QL emulator, I can have a look at the collection in its QXL Win container. There are around 20 games. The QL wasn't known for its games, but it's interesting to have a look anyhow. The collection was put together for the QL rather than the Next, so they might not all run on the Next, but let's see. If you find such a collection and you're going to copy it onto an SD card, it might be worth seeing if there are any other games to include at the same time, from a website such as Dilwyn's The QL Forum. There are zip files on there you can unzip from a Windows zip file into your QXL Win container. Unzipping is easier in an emulator such as QPC2 than on the QL core on the Next, as you would have to get an unzipper into the QL core. It also avoids the potential problem of losing QL headers if you unzip a QL zip to DOS. But back to the collection. Format the SD card using the SD card formatter as usual, then copy on the QXL Win file, then the rest of the QL core files to make sure the QL core will run OK on the Next. Then boot the QL core on the Next. Not all the games ran, some didn't start up. Some I only got an entry screen, then they hung. Some were kind of basic, so I look at 3 games I thought were better than the rest. On booting the QXL Win container you get a menu, but first I'm going to drop into the command line so I can run slow 7 to slow the Next down to QL speed. There I can look at the contents of the Win1 drive with the collection on. So looking at the Win1 drive, I can see there's a system folder, a G folder which is the games, and then some other folders which I won't be looking at today. There's also a boot file and the readme text file. But first, before I forget, I'm going to set slow 7 so the games run at the next speed. Then I'll view the readme text file. Get the path right. So this is QL SD demo disk version 2.2, and it only contains software that is either permission to distribute or is public domain. There's a list of the software on there, and then also a list of the games. So I can also view the boot file. So that's a basic program, so I can run that using lrun. So I don't really need to go into the details of that, but just interesting to see what it was. So then lrun, and then win1, and then boot. And that should take me back into the menu. So I want to play games, so I press G. So there's a list of the games. So the first game that I thought was interesting was number 8, Metropolis. So they've got, it's by Janko MR6 Flogel. Quite a colourful game. Press space to start. You've got a briefing, you've got instructions. I'll just go to the game. So you're this craft up at the top right, and you move around using the cursor keys, and it's quite easy to crash into the walls. Very easy to crash into the walls, quite difficult to control this game. The speed's not bad, I think it's running at a reasonable speed. I'm finding it very difficult to control the craft. The spacebar stops your motion, so that's kind of useful. You get this, pick up this hamburger type thing without getting shot. and then try and get around to pick up the other one that failed. So I'll see if I can get through this gap. And no, that's the end. So that's quite a difficult game to play, really. It looks quite nice. Maybe worth a bit of time to try and master it. So that's the first game. And the second game was Rockfall, which is D. So some quite nice graphics to start with, and you're into the game almost straight away. So you've got a timer up at the top, and you've got this little guy that you've got to move around. And you can move underneath the rocks to make them fall. And go around the area without dying. So I died quite quickly there. I'll try again. So this is playing a little bit too fast on the next, even at slow 7. So I try not to die the way I did before, but I did. So I'll give it one more go. I'll try a different path this time, so hopefully I won't die. So I managed to get a bit further this time, pick up the diamond, another diamond. This game is playable, it's quite good fun. And I'm dead again. So that's game over. So yeah, that's quite a good game, quite enjoyed that. And the last game is Treasure, which is I, down towards the bottom. So this was written by Janko Mrsic Flugel. And again, it's quite a colourful game. You start off at the top, this character, so you can go onto a lift, and then go back up the lift, and you can pick up these pots of gold. I'm not sure if you can pick up. So those green things bounce you up in the air, and I guess you've got to try and avoid the ghosts. Oh, up again. And you can crawl. So it took me out the right back into the left there. So that was back to the screen with the ghosts on. Now another screen with lots of green meanies. Try and avoid those. Oop, but I didn't. Quite difficult to avoid them. I got past the first one. And that's the end. So 3 games that are playable on the next. I probably like the last one the best. So that's looking at a collection of games for the QL. Hope that was interesting. Thanks for watching.